Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenos, and we are here for set 3 of the last week of the regular season of the LCUS Split 6. I'm here with Infinite. Infinite, those were some crazy last couple of games with White Wolf and...
Oh man, yeah, they were. I'm gonna be honest. I'm super hyped for these games as well, but they're gonna have to do some work in order for it to be as even and entertaining as the last one was, in my opinion.
I am being told that you are louder, so I'm actually just going to turn you down.
Wow, man, this is a night for first.
Jesus Christ. Okay, everyone. So since I'm being told that you're 3 times louder than me, I just rebuilt my computer while we were on break. And I have my volume settings at the same as they were before. I'm at 320% gain. I'm going to turn it up to, let's say, 500. Why not? And if someone wants to explain to me how installing a graphics card can change your audio settings, I'd love to hear about it. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to go over here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go over here. And yeah, let's try that. Anyone want to complain about my voice volume now, Ace?
Yes.
If I'm still quiet, I can crank it up to 600. Anyway, so this set of games, while everyone is trying to figure out, volume is still low. All right, we're going to keep going high then. So while I'm doing this, Infinite, we're looking at the lineup here. Currently, Phoenix is 4th seed, right?
Right.
So the main question that I have then is, how do you think they're going to behave to try to get up higher?
Um, I think that this is another game where it's very jungle dependent. So I think they're probably gonna put a lot of their resources onto making sure Alonzi gets something he's comfortable at, that he can contest Prowler for those objectives, because he's done very, very well this season at doing those things. 5 minute dragons every game. Um, so honestly, I think just trying to get him a good priority pick, giving someone that Brandana can snowball like crazy over Eternal. Those will probably be the two things that I think they do.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds good to me in terms of kind of like um, in terms of a way that they should probably approach that. Um, but on the other hand, you got to look at it. Ah, man, I don't know. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this top lane matchup. I think seeing how Sig and Brandana kind of match up against each other, because I mean, when you just look at like the rankings of it, it seems like it could be a bit of an issue. Um, but you know, I'm still trying to figure out why the hell this isn't working.
Yeah, I definitely feel so. Eternal has had a pretty hard um, season as far as his laning side goes. I think he's only had one game the entire split where he's been ahead in CS on someone. But that being said, he usually still is able to play something that has great team impact. So even though he loses lane, he tends to still provide as much and sometimes more to the team than the top laner who is getting farther ahead. So that's something that Phoenix needs to count on, is the fact that yes, Brandana is probably going to win that lane. Yes, he will probably win that lane hard if they get him something that he's good at. But Eternals had in my opinion, a pretty good run at still having good game impact, even when he's 60 CS down.
Okay. Um, yeah, I would agree as well. But we're gonna have to keep an eye on that for sure. I am once again just kind of shouting to see if someone is going to tell me how I sound. Ace says that's pretty good. That's good enough for me. All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. Once again, if someone can explain to me how the hell swapping out a graphics card changes all of your voice settings, I would love to be told how that works.
Yeah, that's weird.
But, That's fine. That's the price I pay because it's either all these sound settings get screwed up or the game crashes halfway through. So, one or the other. Let's rock.
All right, I'm interested to see how this ban phase goes. Do you think Alonzi Tardis is going to get a Warwick ban finally?
Maybe. I mean that's one of the big questions. I think that if option 12 wins one, they might let the Akali through just so Great Beard of Odin feels good about himself. Because they won't need to worry about losing their seed possibilities.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe, but at the same time, I kind of feel like option 12 is not the team to
Show
take any
show
game
mercy.
and not take it seriously. Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, regardless of which team, if option 12 wins one game, they're going to be playing against Northern Storm either way. Because it'll be 8 points apiece. So, unless they just want to, you know, brag about being the second option, no Warwick ban. Unless they're going to first pick it. Which they do not. Alright, so if Phoenix wants to get a win here, they should pick Warwick in one of their first two slots.
Yeah, I would almost bet money that they will. It's a good pickup from Lucian, because essentially that's a fourth ban that they get. We all know that Brandana, and I think there's 3 people on that team that can play Lucian pretty well. So, but no one's ever going to take our advice as casters. You may not be scared of the Warwick, but watch. Alonzi Tardis is probably going to do what he's done every game that he gets Warwick, and that's work.
Alright, Warwick Ezreal. I mean, 2 very scary picks for this Phoenix team. I'm wondering if they're going to take Greatbeard of Odin's preferred pick here, or if they'll let him get banned out more as they move into the second phase of banning.
I think it kind of probably depends on what O12 takes this time. Because they haven't, with the Lucian, they didn't really show anything yet. More than likely that's going on Pointy Ball. I don't think I've ever seen Eternal play Lucian top, but and Swain's kind of in the same boat where it can kind of go multiple places, mid or support, but probably going to be on support.
Yeah, Lizabear does well with it. So, I mean, I'm thinking maybe they grab Yone here. What are we going with, Phoenix? You're making us wait for it. Vigar!
Waiting.
Alright. Now, will that be a strange Vigar or just a mid Vigar?
Didn't we see Huge play Vigar last week?
I think we
Or was
might
that someone else?
And if it is a mid Vigar, everyone can make jokes about the mage Great Beard again.
Yeah, it's almost once again I would probably be willing to put like 25 cents that it's Vigar on Huge.
Yeah, Ace saying support Vigar like last weekend. But apparently, option 12 does not believe it. How quickly we forget. Also that Nocturne ban implying that the Volibear is not jungling.
Yeah, that's a strange ban. But Eternal plays Volibear a lot and he plays it well, so that's not necessarily a bad thing to take off the table.
Sixioff saying that if Brigosaurus plays Lucians, he'll be hyped. So we'll see where the Lucian is going. A lot of flex picks for option 12, which I like quite a bit. God.
It's not impossible that it's volley top and we might see something like a Hecarim or something jungle from Prowler.
I was thinking about how we haven't seen Pike lately. So nice to see Pike show up here. though I'm gonna get on my soapbox again in a second here.
No tanks.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Alonzi's Warwick gets beefy. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't. But when you're against a possible Urgot Swain Volibear, I'd like a little more.
Urgot. Yeah,
Kindred. Okay.
So it is going to be a Volibear top, Kindred, jungle, Mouse mid.
Unless it's
Lucian.
ADC Kindred.
No.
We have seen that before. I think it was split 3 or 4. It didn't go well, but
Kindred's actually pretty strong as jungle right now, though, so, like, not terrible. Usually Kindred is pretty rough, but it's in a decent place, so.
alright, so we're looking at Pike mid then? Which, you know, is all kinds of exciting. I like when Pike tries to reach beyond his boundaries.
Yeah, I think against Malzahar, that I don't know how that matchup goes, but I imagine that's a rough lane for Pike. But it's not a mage, so.
Yeah, it's not a mage, so it fits in his character, right?
Yep.
Alright, so let's look at these teams. Obviously, LNZ on Warwick basically makes Phoenix's entire comp, no matter what it is. But, you know, a little bit of lack of it on the durability side. A lot of CC possibilities with Wukong and Vigar. So I don't hate Phoenix's team. Interested to see how the Pike works. I'm surprised that they're going with... I mean, I don't know if Great Beavone's been practicing on Pike, but I'm rather surprised they went with such an interesting mid lane choice in a game that, you know, they may want to win. I figured they'd go for something more solid, at least for game 1, and then if they lose, go for a Pike mid.
Yeah, I'm just personally not a huge fan of Pike mid in general. I don't think, like, as far as mid lane assassins go, I just don't think he's that good. So, like, maybe he doesn't play other assassins like Zed or Talon or someone, but I just think against Malzahar that's going to be a rough lane. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, though.
It could be, yeah. And I mean, mentioning Malzahar, very solid team overall coming out of option 12 here. Swain, Lucian, bot. I mean, Lucian doesn't really synergize that well with Swain, but you know, you don't really need synergy when you just got Swain there with you. Kindred, very exciting to see her. Volibear has proven himself time and again to be... I mean, him and... You know, you want to talk about LCUS staples this split. I think Volibear is probably second or third. Probably second if we don't count ADCs. He's been jungling, he's been top lane, he's just been everywhere, and he's been doing good. I don't think we've had a bad Volibear, at least in terms of presence, if not score. So it's nice to see that. Everyone hates playing against Malzahar. And I think option 12 may have this, depending on how the mid lane goes, but, you know, you can't discount Warwick. Hey, Jay Kuhn, thanks for showing up. Checking out some comments in the chat here. Talking about good, interesting picks. Pike goes into Odin style, prove people wrong by picking something weird.
Yeah, my issue isn't with him picking Pike. My issue is that I'm pretty sure Malzahar was picked first, wasn't
he? No. I don't think so.
Was Pike picked first?
Yeah, I think it was Ezreal Warwick. No, it was Ezreal Warwick Vigar, and then it was Pike, and then it was Malzahar Kindred, and then it was Wukong.
All right, that's all right. Then there's nothing you can do about that except maybe save your mid lane for last. But I just feel like, so in that matchup, like, Pike doesn't have any ranged way to pop Malzahar spell shield unless he lands the Q, which then isn't going to do anything, so his engage isn't going to be as good.
Oh, Tyrant Swain! As a bear, listen to me. Maybe. Well, no one learned the lesson from last game with, and everyone's got skins.
Yeah.
Psyops Pike will be exciting to see, but I got to give it to someone finally playing Tyrant Swain. I'm going to be biased. And at me if you want, I don't care.
I actually think I liked option 12s a little bit more anyway, though. Although that Warwick skin is great.
Yeah, the Warwick skin is great. I think the Pike skin, at least from what I've seen, looks good. But, I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks actually in-game. It's my first time seeing it in-game.
I don't know. Looking at him, though, like, all of Phoenix's team has this, like, ghostly blue kind of coloration going on with it. So
They're color coordinated. I don't mind that. I think this is the first time I've seen that Ezreal skin, too. Him with black hair is just weird.
That's his emo face.
Oh, Sigtao Eternal in a little bit of trouble. They do get the stun off. Ignite as well. They want this so badly. I'm surprised he didn't flash earlier. I would have flashed so much earlier. Prowler trying to help doesn't get it. Yeah, he should have flashed as soon as he saw them coming, I think.
Yeah. Well, as soon as that wall started to come up, definitely, because you have a split second where you can react to that. So he got caught sleeping. And unfortunately, that went over to the Warwick, which we were just talking about how well Alonzi does with Warwick, so that is not what you want to see.
Now, the nice thing is that he managed to respawn quickly enough that he's not, excuse me, he's not going to be behind in terms of the top wave because Brandana forgot to buy items. So...
God.
He TP'd back, got himself a second pot, which may come into play, and now they both get to lane around the same time. Alright, so we're going to keep an eye. Yeah, I don't actually... Maybe it's just because of the chroma. I'm assuming that's a chroma for the Pike, but I don't really think I like how that skin looks in-game.
Yeah, it's alright. But...
We got some green and gold down here in the bot lane, reminding us of terrible things that happened today. For those watching the YouTube videos, the Packers lost horribly. Just making a football reference in a video game. Don't mind me.
How dare you? We don't care about sports-get-ball here.
You know, there are other sports other than esports.
No. No. You liar.
Speaking of esports, I'm going to use this opportunity to briefly talk about something else. In StarCraft right now, the most incredible thing in esports ever is happening, where someone is actually winning a professional high-grade tournament as random.
As random?
Yes, he is good enough with all three races that he is beating the best players in the world with random, which is unheard of.
Yeah, that's insane.
We do have a good gank coming up here. We'll see if they're able to get Brandana off. Alonzi is here as well. I think this is going to be first blood, or second blood. Another kill going over to Alonzi. Brandana should still go down, but at what cost? Nope, doesn't go down either. So Alonzi gets 3 kills, and that is not something you want to see as option 12.
Maybe not as option 12, but as a caster who has now said multiple weeks, ban the Warwick, I am so happy that he's doing well. Maybe someone will listen, ban the damn Warwick.
Maybe someone will. But yeah, the guy who's playing random, he played Terran, the best Terran in the world. Multiple championships. And finally, I don't know if he just got bored of winning all the time, or if someone actually said, look man, if you want to play, you gotta hamper yourself in some way. And so now he's playing random. And he's still just so good at the game that he is undefeated as random. And is now in the round of 4 going into possibly into the finals.
Yeah, that is pretty insane, honestly.
So if you guys want to check out esports history, Like the greatest thing in esports that's ever happened. You should check out the ASL Season 10 on YouTube. But going into the game we're actually watching being played here, I mean, 3 kills on LNZ's Warwick is ridiculous. Dragon will be coming up soon. I imagine he's going to just solo it.
That is typically what he does try and pull off, but it looks like he's actually just going to come straight from Albahar for maybe kill number 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's rough also. Like, he just face checks right as the Warwick's going in. You don't do that. Wards, you had 2 of them. Use one. Or you had one of them.
This is, granted, I guess a silver lining is where Warwick is getting everything. He's the only one that's that far ahead, so if you can shut him down in a fight, then you're probably still fine, but
I did quite like that flash from Lizabear, and good job by Pointy Ball as well, getting out of there. I was a little concerned with option 12 having some delayed flashes. But, oh, Kindred's coming in here. I almost thought the fight was over. They're trying to get in on LNZ. LNZ dives in. That's not great. Shut down on Swain. Not the best person to get that on. Prowler's going to get out as well. Great job. Oh. Here comes Sigtao Eternal. He might have not needed to do that flash, but he wanted to get in. So everyone's burning the flashes. Oh, Pointy Ball does a great dash over the wall, but he's 2-on-1 here. Huge has no mana, though. And now they might actually get first dragon, though LNZ is coming down like the wind. Will LNZ try to steal this? He is not level 6, so his ability to jump in and engage is very limited. I think they're just going to get this dragon easily. Alright. So only 1 kill, but a good momentum shift, I think.
Yeah, very, very good shift. Alonzi getting too far ahead, I think, got to his head. He re-engaged. He had Vygar there, and I don't think Prowler knew that, so he should have waited a little bit longer for the Vygar wall to come down, but he ends up going too deep, gets caught out, and that, like I said, if you can take Warwick out, the fights are still pretty even. No one else is ahead. So...
And now we have a massive gold lead for this Swain, which, while not being the character that you would want a gold lead on, considering the support role, I think that that's one of the benefits of these mid lane carry or supports, is that you don't really hate the kills going down on anybody. Because if your support suddenly starts getting fed, then that's amazing, because now suddenly you have 2 powerhouse mid lane characters.
Yep. It's not the same as if like your Tarek gets a shutdown kill. Like, oh wow, okay, cool, awesome. Right. Swain though, like you said, Swain starts to hurt. So
yeah, that was my favorite thing about being a mid lane Vel'Koz, is that you get 3 or 4 kills and suddenly you're as dangerous as the mid laner, while being the support. So we'll see what LNZ, now that he's been maybe humbled a little bit, decides to do from here. I'm expecting he's going to farm. He just got 6, so now he's going to continue to do Warwick things. Let's see what kind of stacks we're looking at here quick. Swain has 5 Ravenous Flock stacks. Huge is at 16 stacks on his end. I don't think anyone else has stacks, right? No, I don't think so. But Sigtao Eternal is a level behind up in this top lane, mostly because he went and joined in the fight and didn't get any credit for anything. Might have got some, spongy XP, but being 40 CS down is a little insane.
Yeah, but I mean, as we said in the all the way back in the draft phase, we kind of expect him to be behind.
Pike incoming. Let's see what happens here. Hero minion.
Gotta love it. Give that guy an award.
We've seen a couple of hero minions today, especially when the Nautilus was trying to throw his hook around.
Yep.
Alright, so Alonzi and Great Breed of Odin will clear up this Herald. And this is when some of the crazy pushing power really starts. We have a big sneaky going on down here. Prowler has Vygar in his sights, his nomination mark. That's what it is. But just like that, up in the top lane, Sigtao Eternal's in a lot of trouble. They do manage to grab Modric right away, and that's also going to take out the Vygar. Eternal is all alone up here, but they did not decide to go in on him because he's so tanky. There's a little bit of a pull here. Turret focus is going down. There was the big ult, but I think this actually went better for option 12. I don't know if they're going to get a lot of the turret plates. They've run out of a minion wave. Is someone going to tank this? Oh, they have the Malzahar's little crab friends. Alright, perfect. So we'll see how much more damage Brandana gets done on this turret. Is someone going to take down the first turret here? Or? It's very close for Brandana. I think Brandana's actually going to get it. Yeah, everyone else is backing off.
I think should be able to take this first.
Oh, LNZ's going to come in here. They left Prowler and Gregosaurus all alone. Here comes the fleeing. Big damage. Prowler's ultimate does come down, leaving him invulnerable. Great pull there by Elizabeth. And they take him out. Very nicely done here. Here comes Great Beard of Odin. Misses the pull. Swain ult is popped. Look out for that big spirit crow thing. First turret does end up going down thanks to some monkey shenanigans. But Sig is running. I don't know... Is Warwick that, or is Wukong that fed? I don't think he is. Obviously, there's a bit of a level difference.
Yeah, and a 50 CS difference, so...
Sure, but, you know, I don't know. I feel like Eternal could have tried that. But, you know, there is, like you said, several thousand gold difference between the two of them.
Yeah, not only that, but I usually Eternal, where he does play pretty safely, he's usually able to hold that tower up a lot longer, so he probably just intimidated that he lost the tower at 10 minutes.
Alright, so this should be first dragon for Phoenix. I don't think anyone is in any position to contest it. One dragon apiece.
We are yet still seeing the problem though with all of your kills being on the same person. Option 12 has had a pretty good job, a pretty good job of getting Warwick out of the fight first, and then the rest of Phoenix really doesn't have anything else to bring to the table, at least not enough to be truly worried about.
I've also liked some of the sneaky hijinks that Option 12 has been doing. That 4-man in the brush was a lot cuter and more subtle than the 3-man backdoor with the Herald.
Yeah, it was a good call. It's definitely a good way to salvage situations. You know, you see Rift go down, you know where it's probably going to go.
Gregosaurus' spell immunity does help him out a little bit here, but there's just too much damage, and now Great Beard of Odin gets on the board. And, fortunately, Eternal falls back. Ooh, we have a cheeky teleport in the back here. They do see it. Will Pointy Ball does flash just to get away.
Oh, wow. That was a ton of damage out of nowhere.
I'm very confused at how that Wukong ulted twice.
Oh, they changed it to where he can cast it again.
Really?
Yep. So you get your first cast, and then whenever you stop it, you have a certain amount of time to be able to cast it again.
Brandana tried to do his sneaky little, oh, I went somewhere else, but everyone just beat the shit out of him. Which was hilarious. We do have an attempt from LNZ to come in here. Ooh, Prowler goes a little too far forward, does have his ultimate, but this also makes everyone else around him invincible also. Big heal coming down there, and Modric takes down Prowler.
So now that we've been kind of quickly, like very quickly, forced out of the laning phase, it seems, Pyke is starting to be able to do a lot more.
Yeah, he's gotten some good pulls. He's made himself a part of many fights here, which is good also. He has a 600 gold lead. Meanwhile, Lizabert has managed to increase her lead over the Vygar to 1,000 gold. Vygar at 36 stacks versus Lizabert's 16. But I mean, you know, LNZ is the one making a lot of these plays. He is the spearhead on Phoenix as they drive themselves forward. He is the vanguard. And but now, as we said before, you know, the gold is starting to get spread around. So suddenly the limitation is not so much of a limitation anymore because now he's just a good member of the team. We have a
Yep.
lot of calls coming here to try to take out Gregosaurus. He realized he's been spotted. I think you just run. Hopefully he does.
He's gonna come down now.
Yeah, big jump there. Whole team comes in
Oh
on him.
God!
And he flashes besides.
Oh, that was so fast.
I'd like to point out that there's almost no wards on the map for option 12. They just laid down one over here in the mid, and there's one over here in the brush, but like nothing in the top 3/4 of the map. And that is clearly hurting them because LNZ is just living in this blue side jungle.
Yeah, it also seems like right now option 12 doesn't have any direction. Like I've seen Prowler kind of just walking around a lot, not really doing a whole lot, not really sure where to go, which lane to help. Whereas Phoenix has been very organized.
Yeah, I almost feel as though option 12 was hoping the laning phase would last a little bit longer. Oh, reasonable jump in there, but I think Vygar... Oh. And we have other fights going on here. The invulnerability field, I don't know if it's helping or hurting at this point.
It's hurting. It's forcing him to stay there, and on one other occasion, it kept his teammates there too long as well. He's not, like, Kindred is not far enough ahead. He's not ahead at all, actually. So whenever he does that, he's having to do it in defense mode every time, and all that's doing is buying time, but for nothing.
It also lets Alonz live longer as well.
Yeah.
Because this Warwick, you know, he has been hurt, but then you see invulnerable pop up, and you don't want Warwick being invulnerable. Because he's got this thing called lifesteal.
Exactly.
Yeah, no wards, don't see Brandana here, though Prowler should have if he was paying attention just there. But it doesn't see anyone here. I mean, this ambush is completely shut down if you have wards available. They do manage to get Brandana. Will they get someone else? Eternal sees both of them, but he's jumping in to try to prioritize Dragon. Lizabear is there as well. I think they're actually going to force Alonz off of here, which is intense. I mean, this is what they needed to do. Will Alonz turn around and try to get a smite in there? There's a lot of... Nope. All right. So option 12 manages to usurp that dragon. And they're wisely backing up as well. They aren't chasing into a bad position.
Okay, so that's what they need to do a little more. Wisely from Phoenix's side, they realize, you know, we don't need to lose any more for this dragon. It's not necessarily that important.
Alright, 4.5k gold deficit now. They're pushing for more. I don't know how I feel about Modric being all the way down here, especially because he doesn't have teleport for another 22 seconds. Oh, and just right in there, a suppression. I think Brandana managed to get away though.
Yeah, they actually suppressed the ghost Wukong, not the real one, so that kind of hurts their team fight ability.
Oh man, that was a good little spawn there. Hero crab creatures.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That makes Pyke even harder to play against Malzahar, because even if you do have Spell Shield down, you can just minion block with his little Voidlings.
Alright, third turret. So, fortunately, they managed to push option 12 off of this mid turret without losing it. But, you know, I think the game is settling down a little bit here. I don't think that option 12, at least mentally, feels like they're that far behind now that they've gotten this dragon.
In all reality, they're not. I mean, you know, the goal difference is higher than they would obviously like, but
they need more wards. I mean, that's I'm going to stick with that for a while now here, because they need to see where this team that's so good at roaming is. Because, like, Wukong and Warwick can just go wherever they want and eat somebody. And you need to see that coming. But instead...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think they also need to, like, maybe just pay attention to timers more. It's a good thing and a bad thing, but Alonzi Tardis is incredibly good at objective prioritization. Like as soon as it comes up, he's almost always in a spot where he can make a play happen and then go for an objective. And that is a very great quality in a jungler, but it can be exploited.
Elizabeth does an unfortunate flash there. Prowler is now going to die as well. Does so down the invulnerability field. The rest of the team is coming to help. I would not be coming to help here. This is going to be the thing that turns the game around. I like that ultimate. Good dodge there as well. Great Beard of Odin taken very low. Yeah, pointy ball goes down. This is where the game turns around. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to, salvage something out of that, and unfortunately they ended up losing every member for it.
And that leads to now an 8k gold lead. So for future reference, you can't, as far as I know, there's very few ways to dodge those little slowing ghost things. Flash does not do it.
No.
So if Elizabeth had saved the flash for the pike pull, she probably would have gotten away. And Prowler is now trying to 1v1 Alonz. Does get a little help from Swain. Prowler's dealing a lot of damage. I don't think she's got it though. And now Alonz might get away here. Can Elizabeth take him down? Looks like they managed to do it. Regosaurus steals the kill, but now they're going for more. They do get the vision on Modric.
I think you back out here. Like you got a pick. You got it on someone who, is one of the main pieces to the Phoenix.
They actually have a pretty good job here on Great Beard of Odin. Great Beard of Odin is going to go down. They are going to lose Pointy Ball. Oh, great Ezreal ult there. Now they're actually in a lot of trouble because they are down almost all of their members. Everyone, here's the problem Option 12 is running into. They're so far behind now that every member of Phoenix is a threat. But every member of Option 12 is not.
Right.
And that's the problem.
And the other issue is, it's awesome if you're getting a pick, you continue a fight, you get another pick, awesome, that's great. But in that scenario, they got Warwick and they continued chasing, and yeah, they were able to get another one. But as Option 12 right now, you need your members so much more than Phoenix does.
Alright, second dragon most likely for Phoenix here, as they're in a good position for it. But we will see if Option 12 is going to manage to come up here. Sig is in a good position. Sig does not have ult available, though.
Dragon's going to give away where Phoenix is all sitting, but...
Sig may end up dying. That's a preemptive ult there, but Sig does manage to end up staying alive. They take out Great Beard of Odin, but there's just too much damage coming out here. They actually might get Alonz. They do. Okay. So it's 3-3 right now. Modric is very... Oh, the huge damage is so good. Great ult from Gregosaurus, but he can't take out the 3 members of the team by himself. Almost... Oh. This might delay Dragon a little bit at least.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Brandan is pretty strong. He has the lifesteal.
Ezreal attacking Dragon, I think he was trying to get some lifesteal, but it actually ended up screwing him over. Because then Dragon just finished him off. That's pretty great.
Well, Dragon helped. And that damage over time from the Gregosaurus's space disease helped a lot too. But yeah, I mean, this is something that the game has just got away from Option 12, unfortunately. And getting back into it, I think it's possible. I think they need to... Is it fair to say that Wukong is one of the bigger threats now?
It's fair to say that everyone on their team is a big threat.
Sure.
There's not a single one of them at this point. Maybe Pyke, but no, actually even Pyke, because even if he isn't dealing a ton of damage, his ult is just so good, especially for team fights.
All
so
right.
there's not a person left on Phoenix that is just like, oh well, I mean, it's not a big deal. They're alive.
Well, then let's play a game. You're on Option 12, and you end up in a team fight. Who's the focus on first?
First, probably need to take out the Wukong. I agree with that. Or maybe backline for the Ezreal. If you spend all of your resources to get Warwick out at this point, half your team's going to be dead and at half HP. So it's almost unrealistic to do that.
Burn the Heretic is suggesting a Camille support.
Of course they are.
First, you are casting shade on Swain support. How dare you? Secondly, this isn't Overwatch, so they can't just swap out characters mid-game.
Also, just gonna throw it out there, Queen Elizabeth is actually doing maybe one of the best on the team currently. So it's
Yeah.
definitely not a support difference right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's check out some gold stats here. Still a 600 gold lead. She's had between 600 and 1,000 ever since that first kill on Alonzi. So definitely keeping that up. Let's check some other numbers here. 333 on the Vigar, 27 on the Swain. Swain hasn't been getting too many of those soul fragments, so not quite as tanky as she could be. Oop, doesn't manage to steal the blue buff, but it was close.
So close. So 8,000 gold. This seems almost in the hands of Phoenix now. Like, this is Phoenix's game to lose.
It is, but I think that option 12, if they get a couple more grabs, has an opportunity here. Now, unfortunately for them, Phoenix is getting a good grab on here. The jump actually missed there, which is a big deal. Good lock on there. Gregosaurus is taken out, but so is Alonzi. Pike is going to dash away to try to run. Elizabeth is chasing. Doesn't manage to get any sort of slow out. Swain not tanky enough to really pull this out here. So much damage being dealt there on Great Period of Odin. But here's Brandana in the back line. Kindred can't get anything done. They've already taken out Eternal. That is an ace. So that monkey in the back line.
Yep. And like I said, that's the problem is you get a couple good trades, but everyone on Phoenix's team now is a threat. And when you start spreading out to chase, option 12 had the win right there. Like, they won that initial engage. They should have backed out. But you chase a Vigard, you start getting locked with walls, you let the Wukong get into your backline, and the Ezreal melt everyone as they chase him for no reason, and that fight turns in favor of Phoenix every time.
We have a question in the chat from Jake. How long do games normally last in League of Legends? 25 to 45 minutes ish.
Yeah.
Depends
Good
how
average 30, 35.
Yeah,
I guess.
depends how one-sided it is. And I mean, this is one-sided, but it's casual one-sided where they're taking their time and being very careful with it.
Yeah, and it's also like, even though it's been one-sided, Phoenix hasn't really they haven't really used their lead in any super aggressive ways. They win a team fight, they'll take like an objective and then they'll back out.
All right. So, I mean, but we do have a big push now coming down here in the bottom. A nice stack up. Can they get huge? I think they're going to get huge. Good flash there, though. That was a great flash.
Late flash.
Oh. Good ult there as well. Eternal's in a little bit of trouble. I'd turn around with an ult here. Unfortunately, the ult from Gregosaurus gets interrupted. Big Wukong ult as well. I think this should be game, but they're going to just take Dragon. Once again, they're being... Oh, nope, we have a teleport.
Yep, they're going for game.
All right.
As they should.
Will they get it? They should. 30 seconds on the next respawn? Yeah, they should win this, no problem.
They'll have to take tower shots, I think. I don't think they have a large enough wave to... Oh, no, they don't. They have one coming in on the backside, so yeah.
All right. So, Phoenix going for that second place, or that third place. Can they do it again?
Great performance from the side of Phoenix. Good. They had a lot of good team fights, a lot of good coordination, and option 12 unfortunately just didn't seem to bring the same thing to the table this game. Let's see if they can do it in game 2.
Yeah, get out some damage graphs here. Nice damage all around. About what you would expect. Swain doing almost as much damage as Pike, which is kind of funny. Check out the vision scores. Great vision score coming out of Vigar. Absolutely. Almost, yeah, I was going to say double, but that's not how double works. So. All
And it's funny
right.
if you look at that game and you look at all the performances from the players. Honestly, I like option 12 didn't really perform bad as far as their champion choices or anything like that. I think they could run that almost exact same team and do better if they would get rid of the right people. Like I'm gonna keep saying it, but Warwick getting 4 kills in that early stage is what set the pace for the game. They never recovered from that, and Alonzi's been doing it every single game. So
Yeah.
if they allow that through again, I'm just gonna go out and say immediately that Phoenix wins game 2 as well.
Yeah. I mean, that seems to be. And I mean, if nothing else, excuse me, I'm banning somebody. Um, if nothing else, the thing that they have to look out for is, and Phoenix in general, I think they need to actually prove themselves to be able to win without the Warwick, because I mean that's just been such a presence in their lineup
I
that I,
mean, yes and no. They need to, but they don't need to be the ones to do it. If teams are going to keep letting them get Warwick, they need to be practicing for when Warwick gets banned or if he gets banned. But until that happens, they don't need to change anything. Keep playing it. Yeah, if teams are going to let you keep winning with the same trick, then just keep doing it.
sure. Well, we will see if the Warwick is banned. We got one more game to go, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in, let's say, 20 seconds. Be right back.